YouTube, RepoMan64. I want to start off with Matthew 6:6. Go pray in a closet. We're right near the end. The return is imminent. It's right around the corner. And when you pray by yourself. Nobody needs to know. You don't need to tell anybody. Talk to your Father. Ask Him for forgiveness and turn your heart to Jesus. He is the only way. There is no other way to heaven. And once you've done that, start watching to be counted with the bride. I came on here the other day and I made a mistake. I want to own up to that. Showed you a glass with 55 Skittles in it. 55 Skittles, and I took one out and I ate it. That part was accurate, but that Skittle that I ate represented 155 million, not 1,500,000. So I made a mistake there. What I said was that 150,000 people die every day, and it would take 10 days and it would be a blip. It wouldn't be much, but I did my math wrong. I did it really wrong. It would be the equivalent of 150,000 people dying every day for 100 days. And that takes that blip into quite an event. Also remember, a lot of graves are going to be thrown open. Did you know that when they built the Hoover Dam, that when people fell, they died? They didn't waste time going down there to get them. You can look it up for yourself. The Hoover Dam was built, I can't even remember, back in the 40s or 50s. It's still drying. The concrete in the Hoover Dam is still drying. What does the Bible say? It says that every grave will be thrown open. If you live on the other side of that Hoover Dam, you might want to think about that. If that Hoover Dam gets thrown open, that thing's coming apart. If anybody's died in that dam, the Hoover Dam, it's going to be blown open. So the event that I said wouldn't be so big because it was only 10 days worth of people dying was wrong. It is 100 days. And a lot of graves being thrown open. So it is going to be quite an event. And I got corrected by a few people, and that's good. That's what we're here for. Correct each other when we make a mistake, and I did. So think about it, you know. I don't know how many, there's 144 million of people on this planet that have died that have been seeking for Jesus, you know. I know in the Old Testament it talks about only a few that were there seeking for Jesus. And they were the wise men, and a few people went to see Jesus. There weren't very many back then. But nowadays, there's a lot of people that are searching. I don't know how many there are. Based on the YouTube subscribers, I would say there's not that many. Not a lot from around the planet. I mean, I think I have 285 subscribers now. And like Barry Scarborough, I think he has like 70,000 or something, you know. The Sword of God, I think he's climbing actually pretty quickly here lately. Emma, she's going up too. Jay Justified, everybody's climbing. There are people that are seeking. To seek doesn't mean that you might be able to. Everybody has a different gift. Charles over at the Sword of God has quite a gift. He can read between the lines in Scripture and can show it to you, and it makes sense to those who can see. So I just want to get on here and correct my mistake. And 150,000 people a day for 100 days, all happening all at one time, is going to be quite an event. It's going to wake a lot of the sleepy church up. They're going to recognize what just happened. The Matthew group, of course, will say, no, it was aliens. They'll buy into the lie. But the Mark group is going to wake up and say, oh, no, this was told to me, and I kept saying nobody can know. Amos 3:7, Revelations 3:3 tell you can. I believed my entire life that you can, until recently learning from the Sword of God and other YouTube channels like that, I've learned that there are 3 different groups, and all 3 are being spoke to, which is good news. I mean, I was taught my whole life that if you weren't raptured, you're going to stay and be punished for a long time and then go to hell for all eternity. And I was like, so I get to be punished a bunch, and then I get to be punished a bunch more forever. So it didn't make sense. But now that we know about the 3 gospels speaking to 3 different groups, there are so many more chances. Death is nothing. I mean, look at Lazarus in the tomb. After 4 days, he stunk. Jesus walked up, said, "Come here," and he came forth. So death is no obstacle for God, not whatsoever. Jesus died, and on the 3rd day he rose. So there is no obstacle that's too great for God. Any of us that die, those that die during the 7-year period of tribulation, they're okay as long as they've accepted Jesus. They'll get new bodies and be raptured to paradise at the end of the 7 years. So they're not the seekers, though. They're not the watchers. They're the ones screaming from the top of their lungs that you can't know, you know. And they won't, and they can't. They're not telling me anything that I don't already know. All they're doing is telling me what group they belong to. The guy's a big engine in that car. I don't have that big of an engine. Anyway, I just wanted to get out here and clear that up, and I'll talk to you later, YouTube. RepoMan64.